So guys, I have to come clean. I've been keeping a secret from you guys for a very long time now. Not only from you guys, but from everyone in my life. And that is that I still love dinosaurs. Please don't look at me any differently, I'm still the same unfunny person, but I had to say something. It was just too much for me to hold in anymore. As of the time of me recording this, I am almost 17 years old and I still love dinosaurs. But not only dinosaurs, I also really love fossil Pokemon. So not only is this kind of my coming out video, but this is also my first ever ranking video on my channel. So yeah, I'm going to be ranking all fossil Pokemon from worst to best today. Now why am I doing this? Because I thought it'd be fun. And you know, it's kind of different from the videos I usually make on this channel, so I thought it'd just be a little bit of fun, something different. But now before we start this ranking, I need to tell you that this is 100% my opinion. This is my own personal ranking of all the fossil Pokemon, and I'm not really going to look at the stats of Pokemon, but it's going to be more of my personal preference, how I think their design is, and how I've personally done with them in battles before. And when I rank these Pokemon, I will mainly be using their final stage, and I usually group their final stage and their first stage together. So for example, if I said something like Raichu's number 5, I would be talking about Raichu, Pichu, and Pikachu. The number 5 spot would go to all of them. And there will be parts in this list where it sounds like I'm contradicting myself, but that's my own fault. I'm kind of stupid, so try not to expect too much. But now that all of that crap's out of the way, let's start this ranking. So the Pokemon to start off this ranking will have to be Relicanth. Now yes, I understand that Relicanth is not an actual fossil Pokemon, but both in the games and the Pokédex entry, Relicanth is said to be an ancient Pokemon. Not only that, the Pokemon is based off of the Coelacanth is actually a living fossil. Now a living fossil, if you don't know what that is, it's a species of animal that was thought to be extinct, that was actually rediscovered still alive. And these species of animals were not changed by evolution over millions and millions of years. So for me, I count Relicanth as a fossil Pokemon, despite the fact he doesn't come from a fossil stone. Okay, but then why put Relicanth at the lowest spot on the list? Well, to start it off, he's not a very good Pokemon. His moves are bad, he's very weak, and his overall design is very, very bland. Not that the fish he's based off of has a lot to look at either, but I mean, like, come on Pokemon, you could have done such a better job with his design. All he's used for is to get Regirock, Regice, and Registeel in the original Gen 3 games. And if the entire premise of a Pokemon is just to catch it, just so you can go and catch another Pokemon, that just doesn't sound very fun to me. So yeah, Relicanth is my least favorite fossil Pokemon. If you don't classify him as a fossil Pokemon, that's fine. Just skip to the next one, which is about to happen right now. So let's talk about our Maldo for a second here. He's something, alright. I don't find his design honestly that unappealing. I just have one major issue with him, and that is why does he have to have legs? I mean, the Anomalocaris the Pokemon is based off of went extinct millions and millions of years before animals ever even went onto land. And yeah, I know it's the Pokemon universe, it's completely different from real life, but I just feel like our Maldo would have been so much of a cooler Pokemon if he would have just stayed a water type instead of that stupid bug type. I don't know, this just might be me, but I feel like he would have been cooler if he just stayed in the water. Plus, on top of that, his design isn't even all that great. I'm not a fan of like the jetpack on his back. Also, I really feel like he's the weakest of all the fossil Pokemon. Whenever I use him, I just never do good with him. He's just not very powerful. But besides all that, he still does look kind of cute. So yeah, let's go on to number 10. So number 10 is the big bad T-Rexy boy himself, Tyrantrum. Now my problem with Tyrantrum is kind of weird. I think the idea of a T-Rex Pokemon sounds really cool, but Tyrantrum's design is just not very good at all. I really don't know what it is about it, I just do not like his design at all. Not only that, but I feel like a T-Rex is kind of predictable. I mean, they could have gone for something cooler like an Allosaurus or a Carnotaurus. I mean, Tyrant already kind of has the horns for it, so you know, just make it something with horns. Not only did its design turn me off, but also the speed of this Pokemon is super slow. Whenever I use Tyrantrum, I just feel like I'm a giant target for the enemy. Back onto the design stuff though, I feel like Tyrant's head is just way too big. Tyrantrum's size proportions aren't really the issue. It's more of all that hair he has on him that's kind of just worthless. Like, I know the T-Rex had feathers and all, but they were probably more usually colorful than just straight up white. I don't know, Tyrantrum and Tyrant are kind of cool Pokemon, they just feel kind of weird to me. So the number 9 spot has to go to Omastar. Now I actually do think Omastar is a really cool concept. It's based off the Ammonite, which is a very lesser known ancient animal. So I think it's kind of cool that for the very first fossils in the very first Pokemon game, they tried to go with something that was a little bit lesser known. But my issue with its design is that it just looks kind of weird. Now don't get me wrong, Ammonite is really cute and he's probably one of the cutest fossils so far. But Omastar is just kind of like an Ugh. I mean, I sort of see the idea what they were trying to do with his design. Kind of like fuse the ammonite and the giant squid together, it looks like, almost. Now, don't get me wrong. He's not the worst designed fossil Pokemon. He is just kinda ugly, which I don't understand why I don't like him then, because we're basically the same thing. Competitively, there's not really much that stands out. He's not all that strong. He's really not all that weak. So for the most part, I guess he's alright. It's just his design that really just makes me stay away from him. I have a question for you guys. Is it Craddle E or Craddle E? I really can't figure this out. I've called him Craddle E my entire life, but it looks more like Craddle E. I really don't know, so if you guys could tell me that would be really epic. Oh yeah, and also he's number 8. This Pokemon is kind of weird, being that he's the only fossilized Pokemon that's based off a plant. Now don't get me wrong, his design is really nice. Just because I don't like him as much doesn't mean his design is bad. Until just 2 years ago, I used to think those giant yellow things were actually his eyes. Look, I was a stupid kid, alright? But hey, when an animal has a design like that, that's usually meant to trick people, so it worked. Again, I actually do like this Pokemon as well as Lily, but they're just not my favorite kind of fossil Pokemon. It's not really the strongest Pokemon ever, but it's decent. I'm not a very good competitive battler online, so maybe I'm just not using them right, I don't know. But yeah, number 8 goes to Craddle E, or Craddle E, I don't really know anymore. Big Chungus isn't funny. This stupid meme has made me despise rabbits. You know who else hates rabbits? Aerodactyl, and that's why he's number 7. I know a lot of people actually really like this Pokemon, but I'm not one of them. This may actually be one of my least favorite fossil Pokemon, but he's kinda in the middle of the list because I've done really good with him in battles before, and to me it would have been kinda weird if I put him in the 11th or 12th spot despite me doing really good with him in competitive battles before. Also, pterodactyls, they're kinda cool. I mean, I guess his design isn't the worst. It's definitely better than Omastar or Maldo to me, but I cannot bring myself to like this Pokemon and I have no clue why. Maybe it's because he's really overrated, I don't know, I just don't really like Aerodactyl that much. Also, I called him Aerodactyl for years and nobody corrected me, so that pisses me off too. Have you guys ever wanted to fuse a Bulldozer and a Zuni Ceratops together? What, no? Oh, well, even if you did, Game Freak already did it, so shut up, noob. Geodon is a weird Pokemon. He's based off a dinosaur I never even heard of called the Zucchini Ceratops, which is obviously part of the Triceratops family, so I guess that's kinda cool. I really like when Game Freak takes lesser known animals in the world, either extinct or alive, and makes them into a Pokemon. They always turn out really cool. Geodon will always have a special place in my heart. When I first played through Pokemon Platinum back in like 2010, he was the very first fossil Pokemon I ever used. And he was a freaking tank. He helped me get through most of the Elite Four members. Fun fact, I never actually beat Cynthia, whether in Pokemon Diamond, Platinum, or Pearl. This past summer was actually the very first time I ever beat her. And I made that thought, get on her hands and knees and beg for mercy, and not in a sexual way. But yeah, Geodon will always be special to me. He's not very high on the list though, mostly because he's not that strong. Especially in the newer games, he's not as good anymore. But yeah, Geodon, love ya, you're number 6. There's a bird outside my window. Speaking of birds, number 5 goes to Caracosta. Now Caracosta has a pretty cool design, doesn't he? I mean, look at this picture of him. What do you think when you see that picture? Like a towering beast? Well, you would be wrong, because he is only 3'11". Omastar is almost as big as this turtle. A French goat is almost twice this turtle's height. I swear, the Pokemon heights are completely meant to troll us. But besides the fact that my Westie is almost half this thing's height, he does have a really cool design. I believe he was based off the Archelon, which is just an earlier version of the sea turtle, but I did find other sources saying he's just based off the blue sea turtle. Either way, he's really cool. He is also actually pretty dang good at battling. I've used him a few times online and in the main series games, and he's pretty decent. He's not that bad. Look, none of the fossil Pokemon are going to be that good at battling, okay? They all have the rock typing, which is like weak to a bajillion things, and their stats really aren't all that great, but that kind of sucks because most of them look really cool. But yeah, Mr. Half My Height Sea Turtle is at number 5. I honestly think Kabutops is probably the scariest looking fossil Pokemon. I mean, look at that. That's terrifying. And that is why Kabutops is number 4 on this list. Now, the thing with Kabutops is that I feel like he's a very strangely designed Pokemon. If you look at this fossil from one angle, he actually looks kind of cool. But if you look at him from another angle, he looks kind of stupid and dopey looking. Now, it's kind of hard to tell what Kabuto and Kabutops are based off of, but I believe it's a horseshoe crab and a sea scorpion. I mean, Kabutops has those little pinchy looking things, and Kabuto looks just like a horseshoe crab to me. Battle-wise, I've never really used Kabutops, and when I do, I actually do pretty terrible with him. I don't do as bad as I do with Tyrantrum or Omastar or stuff like that, but I've never done as good with him as I did with the top 3 Pokemon on this list. So that's why Kabutops is number 4. Alright guys, we've done it. We've made it to the top 3. Now who on this earth is worthy enough to start off this finale, you may ask? Well, to be honest, I didn't know for a while either. I've been moving the 2nd and 3rd Pokemon around for a while now, but I finally come to the conclusion that Rampardos is gonna be number 3. Rampardos has been one of my favorite fossil Pokemon for a long time. I don't know what it is about him, he's just really freaking cool. Rampardos is based off the patchy Cephalosaurus, and holy crap, Peter Griffin style, I actually got that correct. And the patchy, he's kinda cool, but Rampardos definitely makes this animal 20% cooler. Not only is Rampardos' design really cool, but he's also really freaking strong. Despite him only having 1 typing, I've actually done pretty dang well with him. And Cranidos in the first gym of Diamond and Pearl, oh my gosh, I could never beat that thing. Even with a Turtwig, I could never beat it. So yeah, for me, Rampardos is the 3rd best fossil Pokemon. Even though he's not going to be number 1, Aurorus is the damn cutest fossil Pokemon to ever exist. This entire evolution line is just so pure. And no, I do not know how to pronounce the name of Aurorus' first stage. But both of them are still so freaking adorable. And this adorable giant beast is super powerful. Alright, at least to me it is. When I used to battle online on Aurorus, I used to do so good with Aurorus. I used to do random matchups with Aurorus, Garchomp, and Landorus. And I know that's not at all competition worthy, but I don't give a crap about the competitions, I just like playing Pokemon for fun. But I used to do so well with Aurorus. My Aurorus helped me beat an Arceus, Darkrai, and Mewtwo. Yeah, sure, the other player wasn't that good, but still, it was a victory royale for me. But anyways, Aurorus is probably the cutest fossil Pokemon to ever exist, and it will be extremely hard for another fossil Pokemon to come in and be cuter. So yeah, Aurorus is number 2. So for me so far, the all-time best fossil Pokemon has to go to Archeops. There's just so much for me to love about this Pokemon. I just love his colors, his design, everything is just so cool about this Pokemon. This Pokemon is based off the Archaeopteryx, at least that's how my zoology teacher says it, and this animal is believed to be the first ever flying dino bird. Sorry, semi-gliding, because it kind of just jumped off from a tree branch and glided down to the ground. But hey, flying is flying. I used Archon and Archeops of my first playthrough of Pokemon Black, and this Pokemon is a lot of fun for me to use. He's really powerful, he's really fast, and Archeops' design is just like everything I would ever want in a fossil Pokemon. He has just such a cool design, I love it so much. Also, he's 4'7". Yeah, I have no idea how that's possible, but I don't care because that just means there's more of him to love. So yeah, to me, Archeops is the best fossil Pokemon, and that's my ranking of every fossil Pokemon. I know this video is very different from every other type of video I ever made, but I honestly thought it'd be fun to have something different on my channel for once. Now don't worry, I'm not going to become a Pokemon channel. Making this video is already hard enough with how much moisture I have in my mouth and how much of it my microphone decides to pick up. But I did enjoy making it, it was kind of fun, so I'll definitely do something like this later on to the future. Not specifically Pokemon related, but something. But hey, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. If you're new, subscribe, all the crap you get from every other channel. And if you want to, you don't have to, but I would definitely really enjoy some feedback on this video. Like, comment things you guys liked about this video and things you didn't like, so maybe when I make another one of these kind of videos, I can improve it even more. Also, if you do like Pokemon, make sure to leave a comment, like ranking all of your fossil Pokemon as well. I would like to know how much our opinions are different, and maybe we can talk about it, maybe debate something besides politics for once. That'd be a lot of fun for me. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.